GG's The Mouthful podcast is brought to you by goodgame.tech, the most welcoming gaming community on Facebook. Join the conversation at www.goodgame.tech.
What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is going to be the real episode 115 of GG's The Mouthful podcast.
Woo! GG! Greetings, everybody.
Thank you.
Why am I talking like Count Chocula?
Count Chocula?
Count Chocula. I was going for Count for the Sesame Street
the Count. He's just the Count.
Yeah, he's just the Count. The Count.
The Count, yes.
But
Two.
100 and what was the
115.
115. That's terrible.
That's not good. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. That voice, of course, next to me is Mr. David Santos, a.k.a. Dream Twister.
Who, me? Oh, yeah, that's me.
That is you.
Yes.
What is up, sir?
Sir, it is this beautiful Saturday right now. Because remember, they listen to it on a Saturday.
Well, I hope it's beautiful then, because I don't know.
I'm hoping that
I hope your beautiful. Your Saturday is beautiful, guys.
Exactly. And your weekend.
Here's wishing you a beautiful weekend.
That's right. There you go.
Speaking of beautiful, sir, I just had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful dish that your wife prepared. Some awesome ceviche. Okay,
I'm glad you liked it.
I freaking love it, dude.
See, here's the thing. So my not for nothing, it's my wife, but she's a great cook. The thing is, the problem is that she is severely handicapped with my taste. So therefore, there's a level cap on the type of foods that she cooks. She wants to cook more. She wants to do this extravagant dishes, but I don't eat them
because so they would be wasted. Yes,
exactly. Usually, I there's a lot of things. I'm a fussy eater. We don't have to go into those details. The thing is that when she gets the opportunity to like cook for other people, she gets excited. She actually gets excited about the prospect. So she went yesterday. We were to like Sedano's market, and she grabbed, she bought lemons and she bought, pretty much everything right there because she was excited about this moment because she was finally get to cook. And for her, you have to remember, she also wants to eat her food, not the limited amount that I capped her.
Correct,
I capped her on.
She doesn't want to make just for her, and it's hard to make just for one person sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if the situation is similar, but in your house, but over here, that's the major problem. So now that since we do this every Friday, now that's awesome because it gives her an opportunity to show her culinary expertise. And have you taste, be the taster, the official taster.
That sounds like heaven to me, my friend. Let me tell you. As a foodie, as a self-appointed foodie,
the foodie of foodies.
That's like a dream, dude. Oh, you want to make great food and have me try it? Why not?
We've been eating pizza all this time.
I know. Like what the hell? Speaking of it, you mentioned if that wasn't the case, it was the case for some time in my house.
You're a fuzzy eater.
No, my wife has some nitpicks and when it comes to food, and then of course Nick, when he was younger, my son, it was wings and pizza, bro. That's all he would freaking eat.
That sounds awesome.
I don't know. That sounds nothing Friday but night wings to me. And pizza. But I am happy to say that through my cooking, because at some point, you know how it is in a Spanish household, or I guess any household. I'm just thinking of a Spanish household, but you want to eat. This is what there is to eat. So you're either going to eat it and like it, or you're not going to eat. You know what I mean? So Nick, unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say, was kind of put through that. And but no, it took a few years before I know it. He eats pretty much anything at this point.
I think that was the fundamental problem when I was growing up. My mother was very strict with everything.
Mm-hmm.
except when it came to food. You say that, Latin families, it'll be like, esto es lo que te come, or, either eat this or you te queda con hambre. It was never like that. When it comes to food, he will always try to find the things that I would like. He will always cook a separate plate for me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which were completely opposite to the type of person that she was. Because of course, she was over very lovable and all that, but she was strict with stuff. Like I had to be on time. I cannot be outside past like 8 or 9 or stuff like that. So because of that, I never developed a taste for a lot of things. I'm starting to do that recently, let's say within the last 5 or 10 years. And even then, my tastes are still like very
it's like I'm eating limited. Dairy, but it's not really. It's like just putting the toe into the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And my major problem has always been the texture. I have an issue with textures of food or fishy foods. Like I don't like seafoods because that taste. For some reason I can't. It's not that I can't stomach it. I mean, I'll have it if. If I'm on a business meeting and they're serving that, and they're interviewing me for some reason over dinner or something like that, if I'm meeting my wife's parents.
So what you're saying is, gun to my head,
I will have, one movie too now, but it's not gonna be my favorite, and I'm not gonna eat shrimp, for example, because those looks like bugs up on the seas. That's basically
they are. That's essentially what they are. Yeah, I mean,
it just looked weird. I don't eat bugs. Thank you.
I do. Man, those crustaceans.
You heard it for you.
Well, guys, this is not really what we talk about. Thank you first off for tuning in to GG's Mouthful podcast. Please go to goodgame.tech and join the conversation there. Conversation generally not about food, but every so often
they can go on the tangent.
But also go to YouTube or Google Play and like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everybody. We greatly appreciate that. What we normally do, guys, is we essentially go over what we've been doing and then move into some news items. And then finally, we go into our hot topic of the week.
Today's hot topic of the week.
I've already forgotten.
No, it was
the backlog.
The backlog, yes.
It's backlog season, guys.
It's meant to show that the games that we have forgotten.
Yes.
Just every like this topic.
Year, around this time. And it's usually around this time because there's just not much going on.
It's the summer.
And
the summer sales are out. And that's when we buy all the games.
The games we missed.
The games, and then we forget that we have them. And
yes, exactly.
There actually have been a couple of those on my Steam library that I was going specifically like one by one. And I'm like, oh shit, I own this game. I should actually be playing this. Yeah. Or I've never, I bought this on a Steam sale and I have never installed it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Zero time played.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's start with what we always start with, sir. What have you been up to?
Starting with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So with me. So.
Age before beauty.
Sounds good, my son. So, man, what have I been playing? I feel like this week has been a week of an experimental week.
Uh-oh.
It all stems from the fact that I finished Far Cry 5.
Okay. I saw a post that didn't seem very happy on the group.
If you guys will indulge me a few minutes of sort of spoilery part for Far Cry, for Far Cry 5. It's okay. It's not a game that you really play for the story anyway, but this game making me mad. And I tell you why. So I've seen very good reviews on it. If I had to describe it, this was kind of like a fun time waster. Mm-hmm. There was nothing that kept me like, oh my god, I need to know what happens next. I told you the silly things that he kept doing, like it kept capturing me, and I kept escaping. And it kept capturing me at least 2 or 3 times per boss. you're doing all this work of trying to get rid of this maniac, this cultist, and this the followers of the cultist, yeah. And you finally defeat the three bosses. You get to the main one. Anyway, everything that you have done in the game, every mission, every rescue, every liberation of every camp gets completely undermined in the end. It's literally, and the game literally tells you, yeah, it was for nothing. and I tell you what I mean. What I mean by that.
Sucks.
I'm going. Sir, you're never gonna play Far Cry 5. So I'm gonna go into 3 minutes. Skip 3 minutes if you will.
If you don't want spoilers for Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
Starting now.
So I get to the end after I kill the three guys. First of all, the boss fights are like ridiculously stupid.
Okay.
And in fact, one of them was even fantastical, but whatever, I get to the end. I defeat the bad guy suddenly, like out of the blue. The bad guy has drugged all the friends that I have rescued.
Oh shit!
And that I have and throw them against me. So it was a fight where I was trying to, you're trying to shoot him, but at the same time, you're trying to you shoot your friends just so that you can revive them.
Oh my
and
God.
They're converted, and then he can shoot them again with the bliss bullets or whatever, and convert them against you. It was dumb. Anyway, it was almost a battle of attrition. At the end, you capture him. You're going to. You're going to, you're arresting him, which I was like, no, come on, fuck. This guy deserves death for all he done because they have put you on some brutal stuff. You're like, I wanted to kill the guy. It's just going to be an arrest ending. Of course, you're a cop. So, of course, they're going to go an arrest ending or whatever. And
makes sense.
Suddenly you see a flash. Remember, all this time, this group, this cult is preparing themselves supposedly for the end of the world, and it's all about the apocalypse and whatever. You see a flash, and you see a mushroom cloud, and this is when the game went like berserk. I'm telling you, this was and mind you, this is the good ending.
Oh shit! There's a bad ending too.
Yeah, there's a bad ending. The good ending. You see the mushroom cloud. Suddenly, everybody's freaking out. The guy, it's like I don't know. He's in a trance or whatever, and you grab everybody. You put them in this pickup. Or not everybody. You can't fit everybody on a pickup. But the few main characters, you put them on a pickup, including him, and you're running. Suddenly, you are going on a chase. I don't know what's chasing you. Maybe the explosion or whatever. The thing is, you got to book it to a bunker. And everybody's freaking out in the middle. The thing is that you lose control of the car and you crash against a tree. Everybody dies.
What?
Except for you and the bad guy. The bad guy rescues you. He grabs you. He takes you to the bunker. And he
binds you.
He binds you to a pole, and he goes into a monologue of basically the equivalent of "I told you so." Like literally goes, "I told you so." like this could have been, and fade to black and credits. It was like, it doesn't matter what you do in the game, the characters, if you like them or not, doesn't matter. Everybody dies except for you. And the bad guy, and
probably you guys die too.
And he starts talking about when the smoke clear and how you two are gonna be the only ones, whatever. Which kind of makes me uncomfortable if I would have picked up a female character. because of the stuff that would imply.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm maybe reading too much into it, but it was.
Considering you're playing the male character.
Yeah, I was playing a male character, but you do get the choice. I don't know for what reason, because in reality you never speak. Your
character never speaks.
Yeah, your character never speaks. So
and it's first person.
Person, exactly. Well, there's co-op, so maybe for that. I don't know. Oh, no, who knows? The thing is that there's no game plus to see. There's no continuing to finish the mission that you might have not finished or anything like that. No,
it just ends. Wow,
literally ends. Rolls credit, and that's it. It was the stupidest thing, and I was
I guess I don't know. 3 minutes.
Yeah. Let's say it's 3 minutes. So I won't say any more specific. Other than you think that I forgot what I was going to say. The way it ends, you think, okay, well, maybe it's just gonna. I mean, maybe I made a wrong turn. Maybe I chose wrong. Because you do get a choice, or at least what looks to be a choice. But then I read, and it doesn't look really like there was one. Mm-hmm. I read that at the beginning when you're going, and this is within literally the first 5 minutes of it. When you're going to arrest him, you have a choice of not arresting him there,
but explosion still happens.
And no, this was way before. This is at the beginning. I'm sorry. This is an alternate ending. It's a spoiler. It's an alternate ending. I don't know. Nobody's gonna pick this option, but basically, if you don't arrest him, the one of the previous bosses have this thing where he's brainwash you mm-hmm. to where every time you hear the song "Only You," it'll turn you into like a murderous. Whatever. And Jesus. I thought that part was cool. Yeah, because it started playing one of those musical boxes. Yeah. And then it will go with the song "Only You," and then it fades in the background, and that's when suddenly it shows what he's imagining he's seeing, basically. Mm-hmm. Well, I heard that, or I read that if you choose not to arrest him at the very end, and you go away, everybody goes away. They leave the thing, but then at some point that song starts playing on the background, and it kind of fades to black right there. Kind of makes you think that, oh shoot, now that means you don't know because it doesn't show this part, but the idea that makes you think, okay, so now I'm just gonna end up murdering my friends, and that's supposed to be the end. I don't know that, and it sounded more. It sounded more interesting than the one that I received. Actually, no. If I should say, it got me thinking, but not in a good way. Not in a that was awesome. More like, what the hell was that?
I spent all this time for this.
Literally, Which, hey, it's closure. True. Not the best kind, but it's closure. Yeah. So anyway, I was done with that, and I understood. I was like, I'm never gonna play this crap.
You don't have to.
Why am I? Yeah. Nobody supposedly, because it has the DLC that's
what DLC?
The DLC.
Oh yes.
The different ones. The one that is based on the Vietnam War is out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, those are side stories.
Those are different stories. There's one that takes place on Mars. I like to see it. I don't think I have that edition. I don't think I bought the edition that will include those. Oh, okay. So I'll have to see either good reviews on them, and I didn't see very good reviews on the. I mean, not bad, but I didn't see anything special that attracted me on the Vietnam one. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I might skip all that because it's gonna be the same gameplay anyway. You don't have to be something like Blood Dragon, to get me interested. Yeah. Blood Dragon was insane. Great. Yeah. So after that, I went back to the games, to a backlog of Steam games. Okay. We're gonna talk more specific when it comes to that subject, but I'm just gonna mention the ones that I kind of like touched on just to see if they will stick, because I was trying to play something just to see if anything will stick. Mm-hmm. First off, I recently bought a widescreen monitor to complement a 21:9 to complement the other monitor that I have, And I've been looking to play games that I can take advantage of that. So it has been a search of, wait, what? This game doesn't support it, and it was not meant to support it anyway. But me like, oh, Bioshock doesn't support 21x9. I don't need this game anymore. Then uninstall.
Oh wow!
Typical PC scrub. Oh, no scrub, but elitist. Asshole.
Sure, scrub, elitist.
Yeah, no, scrub will be the opposite.
We're splitting hairs here. I'm just kidding.
I stopped. I started deleting. All the games and stuff. But then I remember that I started playing Tyranny at one point.
Tyranny
and Tyranny.
Oh, Tyranny. Okay.
Yeah, and that it's a game. It's an RPG game where you play like quote unquote the bad guys. Where it's you're there to help the empire. The empire basically, or the equivalent of the empire. And that's good, but it's a little slow. I remember why I stopped playing this because it's a little slow and methodical, and one of those games that you really have to spend a lot of time. It looked great widescreen, but it's not a game that needs it because it's a top-down view, kind of like Diablo style. And the battles are interesting, are good, and the story is interesting. But a lot of reading, and I wasn't feeling like reading that much.
Fair enough.
And I was like, I stopped before, and I guess I'm gonna have to stop again.
Once again,
Tyranny. Shadow of War.
Oh, you went back.
I went back to Shadow of War. Actually, at that point, I was too lost. What was happening? I started again.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah. I have 7 hours. I played 8 hours on the game because I did it for when we had the stream life. For Extra Life. So I had to start again. That game's all right. I'm curious about the new patch that is finally gonna like even things out and eliminate completely the market, because the market's closed right now. You can't buy the loot boxes and orcs and anything like that. But this next patch that's coming on the 17th is supposed to like purify it.
Oh, wow. to
where like the end.
It's the holy water patch.
Yes. It's meant to take away all that crap. I can't remember. It reminds me of Diablo 3 and the stupid auction house. They eliminated that crap. So in this one, they finally supposedly they're evening it out at the end. Remember, where you don't have to do so much grind. They try to do on purpose just so that you will spend money on. So I figure I'll give it another go. I really like the first. I like Shadow of Mordor. This one, I like the fighting and stuff like that, but it's kind of like, okay, we've done this already, and it feels like a little bit samey, or actually a lot samey, and also the story makes no sense. So I think it's like even though the Tolkien universe, it's the fantasy. I still think of this is an alternate universe of the fantasy.
That's funny.
This is like when comics
say, yeah.
This is like when comics match up, Star Trek with the Avengers or crazy like that.
The what if comics,
yeah. So I'm playing that. I'm having a fairly good time with it, but I don't know if it'll hold because at the same time it's a long game, and
it is.
But what else is there? I'll tell you what else is there. Little game called Lumines.
Oh wow! Yeah,
you remember Lumines?
I do remember Lumines.
Lumines. Yeah. What's it called now? Lumines. Is it Reloaded? Lumines. The new Lumines. Oh,
remastered.
It's a remaster, basically. Yeah, it's a remaster of the PSP era game and Xbox Live Arcade. Actually,
yeah.
It came out on pretty much everything. I heard it's on PC as well. I
think it's on the phone too.
Is it?
I think it's on the phone.
I bought it for the Switch, and
nice.
But primarily
it's perfect for a Switch.
Yeah. It was $15. I wanted to show to my wife because I showed her the trailer for Tetris. What's it called? The new Tetris.
Oh, Tetris Effect.
The Tetris Effect. And she was interested. She wants to come back to that.
Tina is like, she's down to play that. She can't wait to play that game. I'm like, that game is going to. It's All right, I'm interrupting your segment.
Well,
I'm sorry.
No. Well, I was trying to get my wife interested in Lumines because it's a puzzle game that it's good.
It has great music.
It has great music. She doesn't like the music. She was like, I wish I could play this without the music.
Oh,
and I'm like,
really?
You're taking away half of the.
Well, for the record, I think that option's available.
Yeah, it might actually be,
Yeah.
but that's taking away too much. I feel because part of it is like that the beat of the music and that line, that passes erasing your when you do your lumines. I don't know what they call it. When you line four
when you
squares.
line up the lumens.
Yeah, exactly. When you align the lumens, and you get a tetralumen.
Yeah, exactly.
And it also does this nice thing on the Switch where the Switch vibrates to the beat of the music.
Nice,
but not in a way that is
interrupting.
Unless you're playing it with a low volume. Because if you're playing a low volume, then the problem is you can hear the motors on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
And it's a little. It's not bad, honestly. Yeah. It's not terrible. It's just something
that's good pick. I like that.
Worth mentioning.
I'm a huge fan of Lumines. I had that on the PSP.
On the PSP, yeah.
And that was probably the game I burned the hell out of, dude.
Really?
That poor UMD disc was done.
Frigging UMDs.
Yeah.
Remember we were supposed to play movies.
Play
movies on the Universal disc format. No,
Universal Media
Disc. Yeah. Thank you. Universal Media Disc.
Yes.
Wow.
Good job, Sony.
They have their hit and miss. They had a hit with Blu-ray.
Blu-ray, yeah.
Betamax? Maybe not. Maybe not Betamax. So that took me a little bit downer in the rabbit hole of puzzle games.
Oh, nice.
And I downloaded the demo, not the full game, for Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Nice. You should have just got the game, dude.
I wanted to. It was $30.
That is still where you getting.
I spent $15 already on Lumines. On Lumines. I did 45 games on those puzzle games. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I felt like it was just a thing of the moment, and I probably won't go back. My wife will grab the Switch. She'll be playing Lumines by herself. Little by little, the conversion will be complete.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Before you know it, she'll be one of us.
Yes, one of us. Anyway, Puyo Puyo Tetris. It's weird. It is. Well, I guess. Should I describe it? It's literally a mashup of Tetris. Like you can pick. Let's say you and I are playing against each other. I can pick. Well, I'm good at Tetris, so I'm gonna play Tetris, and you're good at Puyo Puyo, so that's the one that you're gonna play. And I guess
it's like a versus type game, but basically when you get a Tetramine or something like that, that screws up my game in some way. And vice versa. I've never played Puyo Puyo, so I don't know what Puyo Puyo is.
It's almost like a match. I don't want to call it match 3 because in reality you're matching 4. You ever play? Well, no, you will have never played. Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
Okay, it's sort of like that. I'm not gonna describe it as like that exactly because the mechanics might be different in some cases, but that's the idea. You're matching 4 Sonics. Or actually, Dr. Robotnik, Mean Beam Machine, or something like that was another game that was on that era. Anyway, it's you put 4 together, and the guy, and
you get a Tetris.
You get a lumen.
A lumen.
Oh man, that's what we need. Puyo Puyo Lumines Tetris.
A 3-way.
Tetris Lumines Gangbang. And that'll be like it'll have the Tetraminos and the Puyo Puyos, and then the line from Lumines like ruining all your show.
That'd be great.
Damn it. Oh man, yeah, that was my gaming experiment, and I'm sure I tried to play this. My God, I'll pray again. I try to go back to it, but I realized I'm not having any fun on that game. And at that point,
cut your losses.
Cause you lost exactly, and like this game is slow. The fighting it's not good. It's sad because it's interest. Everything else is interesting. Like this could have been like, hey, this will give you your Half-Life fix, except for the fact that the battling it's so bad. It makes for a really bad impression. I wouldn't recommend it, and gotcha. I'm kind of sorry that I ended up falling to the hype. That's all I did for gaming, really. I only watched one movie this week, but it was a really good one. At least to me, I really like this movie. It came out, I want to say, in 2010, and it's called Shutter Island. Is that how you describe it?
Shutter Island.
Shutter Island. Yes, thank you. Not Shuttle. And if it stars Leonardo DiCaprio. It also has the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. Thank you. So what is this movie about? It's a Martin Scorsese movie. I should say, and it's based on a book that came out in 2003 by the same name. And I guess if I had to describe it, it's kind of like a 1950s noir-ish, and how else would you say it is?
I saw the movie once, so I know of it, and I know I enjoyed the heck out of it, but I don't remember it. I remember bits and pieces of it. I definitely remember enjoying it, but it's kind of like I want to say it's noir with kind of like psychological thriller,
kind of like a psychological thriller. Yes. Because it stars your I was gonna say your character as if it was a game. Leonardo or his character, I forgot the cop that he plays. He is sent along with Mark Ruffalo or Chuck, as the character that he plays, to this island that is supposed to be for it's supposed to be an island with an institution for the criminally insane.
Arkham.
Kind of like, yes. And because there was a person that a prisoner that escaped, and the circumstances are mysterious, and they're supposed to like investigate. And it starts pretty common, pretty normal. You don't expect the movie to throw you into like this crazy, like you described it, like psychological thriller. It has some very good acting. It has some interesting way of exposing like the places. It gave me like without saying too much. Some of the areas in this movie gave me a BioShock vibe almost.
Or Condemned.
Not because... Or Condemned, yes. Okay. I would say, yes. The music is so good. It's so... The soundtrack is...
The score.
Is very... It's good in giving you like... Make you feel...
The tension, builds up the tension.
Building the tension. Even when there's nothing happening. Like they could be just... like driving around and the music is racing up to this crescendo where you're like, okay, what's going on?
Is something about to happen?
Are aliens are going to come out of some? Am I going to see a dinosaur suddenly? Or, like you don't know. Anyway, one of those, what the fuck? I want to call it an ending, but in reality, it's not just the ending. It's just everything. It's like one of those what the fuck movies that are like stick with you. You said you must have seen it a while back, or maybe you didn't, but it has some imagery that is disturbing, not in the sense of being disgusting, or in the sense of being like
gory.
Not gory. Exactly. It's shocking in the sense of, oh wow, they actually have, they actually did that in the movie. But it's nothing that I will be too concerned about, because you know me, like there are certain things in movie that I'm like, oh no, you went too far.
Yeah,
no, I don't.
I'm done with you.
Yeah, I'm done. So none of that. I enjoyed it a lot. I will highly recommend it. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you. I mean, it being that it's evidently a high rated movie from Martin Scorsese. Mm-hmm. You probably has seen it. I think I texted you this. I'm like, man. Yeah. Have you seen this movie? Of course. What am I saying? Of course you have.
Yeah, I did. It's been a long time, and it's definitely one of those. I have movies where I'm like, I have to revisit. I have it on. Like I have. First off, you've seen the list of movies that I have that I need to watch, right?
It goes without saying. Yes.
Well, there are several in there that I've already watched. They're just on there because I need to revisit that one.
Yeah.
And Shutter Island's definitely one of them.
It was like I thought that you. I thought you would have enjoyed it because of the era, because of the way they dress. It's so awesome, Even when they're going outside to investigating the dirt or whatever, and they still dress with their ties.
Yeah,
and stuff. It's like, of course,
I love that shit.
Of course, it's really good. I will highly recommend.
Definitely,
yeah, and that's all I've been doing actually.
Nice.
I still have your DVD to watch.
Yeah, so I'm never gonna watch Batman Ninja. Just sitting there, catching dust.
Why don't you have
right
that
next to
digital?
Me? Huh?
Who has? I don't have a Blu-ray.
I literally would have given it to you, but one of Nick's friends, he was dying to see it, and it came with the ultraviolet thing, and I was like, "Well, here, give it to him." Yeah, So sorry, it's already taken, sir. So I guess I'll start with movies since we're kind of on the movies. I only saw one movie with my wife, and it was a movie that probably has changed my opinion with the world.
Was it based on the 2016 elections?
So the movie is called Spotlight, and it is currently available on Netflix. It's not a Netflix film. It came out in 2015, and it just happens to be available on Netflix right now. So if you're interested in watching it, I highly recommend it. It currently holds a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes to date. That's from 2015.
Wow.
It also stars Mark Ruffalo, Michael Keaton.
Nice.
Yeah, a couple of people. There's one guy from Mad Men. There's a lot of people in it that you probably recognize. The film itself is a true story. It is a true story of Spotlight is this investigative team that works within the Boston Globe. And they are the ones who uncovered and brought to light the rampant, and I have to say it this way because the shock that I had and the shock they have as they're discovering this is just like that. Rampant child abuse within the Catholic Archdiocese.
Oh wow.
Let me tell you, it is not, obviously this is not a feel good movie, guys. Okay. No. That said,
I should skip that. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, no, you shouldn't skip it. Honestly, you should see it.
I mean, it's based on a true story.
It's a true story. Yeah. Actually, it happened recently. It was 2001. When the article first came out, and the article is available online. You can actually read that original article. So obviously the reason why this is such a big thing, it takes place in Boston. Boston is a huge Catholic community. So because of that, the Globe or the paper is like, do we really want to do this? Because more than half of our readership are Catholic. They're going to say
they're going to alienate half of the.
So that's one problem there. The other problem is that all these people know each other. They know the church. Everybody knows each other. This is how Boston is, and I've known this about Boston. Boston, and the reason why I never got a chance to visit much is because it's one of those things. If you're not from there, they know it, you know it, and you're kind of treated in a way. You know what I mean? So, and it's okay. It is what it is. But Boston is the biggest little town in America. You know that little town feeling that everybody knows everybody?
Yeah. Where Boston's everybody knows your name? Is that where you're going?
Exactly.
Oh, I see. Good job. Cheers.
Thank you, sir. So that's exactly how Boston is. So obviously it's a big problem. The way they discover it, the pieces they put together, the people involved, just the the audacity of some of this. You can't believe that this is actually the case. And I mean, again, it's a true story. I can actually talk about it and say it's I can spoil it, but I don't want to spoil it.
Right.
It's one of those things where, and you have to see it to believe it. And once we saw it, we couldn't believe it. My wife and I were just like, what the hell? And since then, I've had this thing where I'm like, I just don't trust anything. Yeah. It's like, if you can't trust an institution that is literally
a religious institution,
mind literally you. I'm not Catholic. Don't get me wrong, I'm not Catholic. I was raised Pentecostal, but it's not even about that. You know what I mean? It's just the fact that if I'd have known this about, it would shock me just as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this is when I say it's because it's shining a light, obviously, on our religious institution. This is not to throw, religion under the water or anything like that. No. I'm Christian. I might not act a lot of the way I say stuff like that, but I consider myself a God-fearing man. But it is that's what I mean. This is not. It's not that the way you're describing it. I don't feel like you're saying like I don't trust. The institution, the religion, it's not about, or a particular religion is what I meant to say. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. A particular, it's not. We're not throwing Catholicism on the bus or anything like that. It's not of that at all.
No, definitely not saying that. I'm simply saying
this could happen with any. It could happen with
the fact just the fact that there's let's just leave it at there's an organization that does this. What other organization, government, non-government, is getting away with something right now that is crazy that we don't know about? You know what I mean? It's just like it's eye-opening. You know what I mean? Yes. In a lot of ways, and it messed with them. It messed with the ones who were doing it themselves. It really affected. They were all Catholic. They all went to they're all from Boston. You know what I mean? So it was a great movie. But holy shit, bro. Yeah. I was like, gee, I can't. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean when you say it's what other, institution, whether it is, financial, like we have seen,
absolutely.
Wells Fargo says hi, by the way. This brought to you by Wells Fargo, the biggest crooks in the freaking, political, religious or institutions in general. You wouldn't think that they get away with stuff like that, and criminal. And you sort of expect that. Yeah,
obviously criminals are going to be criminals, but you start to wonder, when a company or corporation or business some sort makes a decision, is there a malicious intent? For instance, the whole decision for net neutrality. I'm saying that being essentially eliminated. You're like, okay, well, we're not really, but in the end, you're like, is there some sort of malicious intent? Are we going to suddenly see it? Is it happening right now? Do we not know?
We don't know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, son of a bitch, so it has completely painted.
The truth is out there.
Yeah. Yeah. It has completely painted me for this last week. And
wow.
I hope I can get over it. You know what I mean? And I definitely recommend the film. Just know that that's what you're getting into. Anyway. And I played some games. I'm still playing.
On a lighter note,
I'm still playing some games. I played. I'm still chipping away at Deus Ex. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You kept it, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I'm warming up to it. The story I'm starting to kind of grab, but half of me is going, I really don't care. You know what I mean? It's like, okay.
This is the minimal cyberpunk that I could get right now. Let me just stick to it while I can.
Yeah. But I do like a lot of the elements. I do like the traversing, the little power ups that he has, the different abilities. So I'm still enjoying that. So I won't talk too much about that. But I have been playing a lot of mobile games, which I never expected.
Those.
Yeah, I never freaking expected.
Let me ask you, how many of those have you bought?
I have bought 2 out of the 3 that I'm about to talk about.
Oh, okay. That's good. Bought as in
purchase with
purchase. You can actually purchase and not have to worry about microtransactions or loot.
Correct. I'm going to start with the one that has microtransactions.
All right.
And that is by WB, and that is by the game Westworld, which
oh my god,
which is being sued right now by Bethesda.
You're traitor of Bethesda.
I enjoy. So for those who don't know, Bethesda is essentially suing Warner Brothers for essentially copying their entire design for their game, which is based on the show Westworld. And of course, he's had Fallout Shelter is the game that Bethesda had that this game literally is copying.
I was just gonna. That's why I was laughing. Yeah. I was like, so after to have tried it,
it is.
What are you feeling on it? Tell us.
So it's done obviously in a way to mimic the show. Now the show, if you're not sure what the show is, but basically, it's awesome. You need to watch it. It is basically, think of a huge amusement park. Mm-hmm. That's made for adults, and it's the Wild West, and people pay shitloads of money to go there and do whatever they want. And you have these hosts; they call them hosts in the park, and what they are, they're literally androids, they're robots.
But so it's not in virtual reality or anything like that. They're actually
correct. The West is real.
Oh, wow!
Everything has been built up to look like it's like everything is real. You can't do anything to these hosts. Shoot them. Kill them, rape them, try to make a fantasy with them, any type of thing, because they're not human.
Yeah.
The point of the show, of course, is that eventually
they gain consciousness.
Yeah, they're like, well, they already have consciousness, but it's just like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? And they just kind of wake up and then fuck shit up. So anyway, the game is similar in the sense that you are the park creator, and you are now building hosts, and then you put them in a saloon, and this is somebody who they can play cards with.
Oh, so you're administrating the park?
Correct. You're administrating the park, and you can do it like
go roller coaster tycoon. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, basically. You can put a host in the bank, and then they can set up like a bank heist for the guests. They'll come in and they'll stick up your host and all this stuff, and of course it's I don't know if you play Fallout Shelter at all.
Yeah, I remember.
So it's similar to that where you put them into a room, they do something for a little bit, and then they're done, and you collect money or experience, whatever, from them. In this case, it's money. You know what I mean? For the experience that they had, and you're just building. Now the big difference is that you're building a lot above ground. Where in Fallout Shelter you were kind of going below ground. Here there is a section below ground, and you can build levels in there, but those are not for the guests. Obviously, those for your, like, if you want to have a big power plant to help power this whatever that you're trying to do outside.
This is like Disney. This is basically
yes.
Disney.
This is Disney.
The industrial part is underground.
This is literally what Disney is right now. Yeah. Everybody's like, Florida has these underground caves of water. No. Underneath us right now
it's a big
Disney.
Nuclear power plant. The mouse tech.
Yes, exactly. That's what they call it. Mouse tech.
Mouse tech. Yes.
So no, seriously, but it's okay. I played it for a while. It's entertaining. I don't really like resource management games, so I was just like, I played it just enough to get a feel for it, and it's not bad. It actually runs really well.
How close does it follow the Fallout Shelter formula?
Very close, because it's very like you.
Does it merit their, like, let's say, for example?
Yes, definitely.
Okay,
yes, it definitely does.
Because I'm thinking in the case of PUBG suing Fortnite, which they are not anymore. I don't remember if we discussed that. Okay, so that's going to be one of the news points. They dropped the suit that they had, but they originally had a suit against them, and they were looking at, but that's a genre. You can't really.
Correct. Yeah, they're suing for you taking the genre away, because I mean, very little of very little similarities between PUBG and Fortnite Battle Royale, other than the fact that you get dropped into one place.
The general gameplay,
exactly. That's pretty much the same, but everything else is very different.
Yeah. How about here?
Here, it's very similar. Like as I mentioned, the one thing that's above ground that obviously didn't happen in Fallout Shelter. There's nothing that relates in any way. Everything is very Westworld like. Yeah. So if you know the show and you're playing it, you would recognize everything and go, "Oh, this is Westworld. Oh yeah, this is from it." So all the elements and all the assets are clearly Westworld assets. That said, it's still using a formula that's similar to it.
The characters don't. If you haven't seen Westworld, you can confuse this for Fallout Shelter 2.
Perhaps. But it's okay. Like I said, if you like Fallout Shelter, you probably like this. But I already uninstalled it. I was like, okay, that was cool. Yeah. The one that I've been playing, I play really often now, and that's a Bethesda game, which I paid $10 for, so I can get all the tables, and that is the pinball. Bethesda Pinball.
There is a Bethesda. Oh wait,
Bethesda Pinball. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Yeah. This is a pinball by Zen.
By Zen.
Okay, Zen, all right.
Games. Great makers of pinball games or electronic pinball games. So if you care for any of that,
fake pinball games, exactly. The video game type,
exactly,
not the real table.
These 3 tables that come in there are the Doom table, the Fallout table, and then the Elder Scrolls table. And
when is that the Dishonored table coming in?
Which one?
The Dishonored table.
Is that happening? I don't know. Maybe they'll give it to me for free since I paid. But no, it's actually pretty good. I mean, I play, like, if I'm bored or something, like I'm out with somebody, or if I go to somebody's house and I'm in the corner, I'll just pull it out and just play a couple of games on it. It's a lot of fun. The physics are very good, very well done, and the boards are definitely like really, really animated. Look really nice.
They do. Zen does a good job. Actually, that was one of the games that I realized, oh, wait a minute, I do have this game. And
you got a Zen game?
I have 3 or 4 tables. Or actually, no, I have like 6 or more, because suddenly I don't remember how I have the Avengers table. I have the Star Wars table.
Damn.
The comics, the Avengers, not tied to the movie.
It's all owned by Disney.
But then what I realized was that, when this game came out, which was probably around the time that I got it, this was a platform for a bunch of tables, and they are a shit ton, because for the 6 or 7 that I have, there were like 40 that I didn't. I mean, there was a whole page of like, wow, these are tables that I could actually get, and I could probably find the ones that you're describing. Yeah, I have it on PC.
I don't know. Probably not. Because being Bethesda, and Bethesda's like, no, we want that over here.
No, because the table, I mean, it's using Bethesda properties, but the game itself is still Zen Studios. It's still
I know.
So I bet that you could buy it, or I'm almost certain you can buy it, unless there's a second version of this game that I'm not aware of. I'm very certain that if I go in, it'll give me the option to buy those tables, and because they are on the same platform. They're on the same platforms, and they have for tons of of properties. I was kind of
it's pretty. I'm very impressed on the tables. And again, if you don't like pinball, then it's not for you.
I might have the Doom one actually. Nice. Shit, I need to go back and find.
This is the Doom 2016 one. It has the guy talking and everything. Yeah, it's really cool. It sounds like it has the sound effects, has the music, which is even more badass.
Yes.
It's pretty tight. And the last game I played, again, we're still on mobile here. This game, believe it or not, has got to be probably one of my favorite games so far.
And that one is Skyrim Special Edition with Alexa.
No.
What's it called?
The Alexa Edition.
The Alexa Edition, the Special something. I don't know.
For the record, sidebar, I have tried that and played it for a little while. And it's pretty fascinating. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty fascinating.
That's really cool.
This is called Florence. And it is how do I describe this? It is almost like a visual novel-ish, but it has puzzle elements. So a visual novel, not in when you think of a visual novel, it almost works like cells, like the cells of a comic book, almost like that. But you also interact with the world. The story is a simple story of a girl, Florence, and the first time that she essentially meets someone and falls in love. And everything that entails, and the good and the bad. And the game's literally, it took me 1 hour, probably 55 minutes. You know what I mean? The game cost $3. Freaking awesome.
Freaking awesome.
Yes. Now, realistically, I'm going to be completely honest here. This is a game, or I should say, not a game for, because it's a game for everybody, but it's going to probably mean a lot to those who have had a serious relationship and maybe problems with a serious relationship and had to deal with the after effects of that. And that's essentially
almost all of us then.
Yeah, that's essentially but also
I give for everybody.
The ones that want to kind of go through that again.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So, and those are the buttons that it's pressing on. It's very well designed. Animation is done ridiculously good. It is a beautiful looking mobile game. And this is the kind of shit where I'm going, this is the mobile games.
I'll be down with this. Yeah.
This I will pay $3 every time for a new one. It's $3, $2.99 on Android. I don't know about iOS. I assume the same. And it's just amazing. My wife, she played it. She played it last night. I was like, I want you to try something with her. She's there and she's playing. She's like, oh, this is, and like I said, it's the little things of a relationship that if when you're in a relationship, those little things that either annoy you about the other person or makes you laugh about the other person. And it's just like, and it's captured so well on your cell phone. It's like, I was amazed at the team. I actually follow them now. They're called Mountains Game. Or gaming, and I follow them now because this is their very first game. Even though it's published by somebody else who's published Annapurna.
Oh, Annapurna,
yeah. So the publisher is Annapurna, and obviously they put it together. But I can't wait. I can't wait for the next. I'm like, this is the type of shit. Like, I will do this. I mean, the whole point of mobile gaming to me is you don't have to spend hours, and I spent. It was 55 minutes. It wasn't an hour. And with my wife, because she flies through stuff, she was going even a little faster. I think she finished maybe in like 40 minutes or something like that. So, freaking worth it, bro. Freaking worth the $3. I'm like, I'm leaning on mobile, dude. I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm like, if this is the type of quality they can bring, I'm down. I'm down, dude. Just keep them coming, And I will. And for the record, fuck all that free to play shit. I don't like free to play. These games. I pay for them, no ads, no nothing. Doesn't tell me, hey, do you want to upgrade to the next one? No, exactly. None of that shit.
Not trying to upsell you.
I get the whole game, and nice. I'm perfectly fine with that.
It makes me wish, because there is a similar game or a game of that sort that came out that I've been wanting you to play for the longest time. But it's don't think it's on mobile, although I heard rumblings that it was going to, but I don't know what happened with that. To the Moon! When are you gonna play freaking To the Moon?
They have it on my PC, bro. I literally have it on my laptop, excuse me. It's a laptop.
But you played it on this one on mobile. This is just a bigger screen. What is the inconvenience?
I honestly, you know what
and
it
it's
is?
also like an hour and something. If you will literally play in one sitting. I know you. This will be an evening, probably from 7 to 10, probably. And you will love that story.
I you know what it is? I started that game, and at some point it was a little bit of the reading. It's like okay, and I knew it. It's like if I knew that probably going in at that point, I probably would have finished it already. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't, wasn't too sure. And I'm like for instance, coming out soon is oh my God, Something Traveler. It's coming out for the Switch.
Oh, the one that's supposed to be like the spiritual of Final Fantasy.
Correct. 6? Yeah. Something Octo Traveler. Project Octo Traveler.
Something like that.
And so that is coming out, and it is a sprite-based 16-bit looking game, but it has very cool visual elements to it, and there's
a demo. I should be downloading that.
There's voice acting, and I'm like, because at some point I'm going, I need voice acting. That's the problem.
Does this one have voice acting?
It doesn't need. No, there's no talking. It doesn't need it. It's all visual. Yeah, it's all visual. All
right. So see, now you could acclimate. Now that you have acclimated yourself more to what a visual novel is, I feel like you will be.
It's time, right?
Yeah, I think it's time. I just want to see, because that game is beautiful. That game is just to the moon. Yes. And I can't wait for the second one. They already announced. They already showed even a teaser for the second one. And oh man, all right. That game made me so happy.
Well, those are the games I've been playing. So,
Mr. Sawyer, after your security assessment, what do you think of the pole?
You've built the tallest, most advanced building in the world, but you brought with it every fire, insecurity challenge, that I can think of and trap them 3,500 feet in the air. But I'm just a glorified security guard, so what the hell do I know anyway?
Skyscraper.
And we are back, guys. And we are going to introduce a new segment.
Yeah. Holy snap.
Oh, shit.
This is the part where we take phone calls. And I think we are receiving our first caller. No, that's not it. Should I hang up on him?
I think you should.
All right. So, SunTrust, you're getting blocked.
Sorry, SunTrust Bank.
Sorry, SunTrust Bank.
We don't need you here.
No.
New segment is going to be Trailer of the Week.
Trailer of the week. So we should TOW.
TOTW.
Okay, that will not be confusing at all with topic of the week.
The TOTW.
The TOTW. The hot. We might as well call it the hot trailer of the week.
Well, yes, we just watched it just to get it out of the way, and it is Skyscraper.
What is Skyscraper?
It's going to star a certain gentleman by the name of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
No, that's right. He stars on everything.
He does pretty much at this point. Yeah, he's in everything. He's going to be in the next Star Wars. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, for real?
Although maybe
you made me think for a second. It's like I can see that. I can easily see that.
It's only a matter of time. Let's be real.
Let's be real. Yeah, we need a new Chewbacca.
Exactly. Poor guy. Rest in peace, Chewbacca. So, yes. What did you think of? So it's called Skyscraper. I didn't even say the name. Skyscraper.
Yeah.
Starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and it has definite elements of a little film from back in the day called Die Hard. Die Hard! Obviously, a little
the best
different.
Christmas movie of all time.
Most definitely, it's my Christmas movie.
It is it is the best Christmas movie, of course.
Screw that Miracle on 34th Street shit.
No, what is that? Scrooge?
It's garbage.
Heck, no.
Scrooge, though, is pretty good.
Scrooge was actually very all right. That was Bill
Murray.
Bill Murray,
yes, sir.
Yeah. Sorry.
So, what do you think of the trailer, sir?
Man, I first of all, I should preface by saying I saw the first trailer that came out. This the one that we just saw was the third one.
Yeah,
the first one, and it piqued my interest.
Okay.
I didn't think much or it wasn't super memorable because he's the first trailer just kind of set out, and it's The Rock, which we've seen everywhere. So
yeah,
I think I actually saw that the day that I went to see Jumanji. So
it's a freaking trend, man.
But it was interesting because he plays a character like he is what's the proper term when you don't have one leg?
Amputee.
Yeah, he's an amputee. He has so he's working with
he has a prosthetic.
A prosthetic leg. Thank you. My English is not very good looking.
It's okay.
So you see this character, and if you imagine the John McClane in this situation, it looks pretty awesome. First of all, he's on a really tall, I guess mega skyscraper.
It's a size, yeah.
Something goes awry because obviously it's on fire. Yeah. Things are burning, and then he says, "My family is on the 17,000th floor or whatever it is. It's trapped up there." And I don't know exactly what it's about. At first I thought it was like, oh, so this is about the element, a fire. But then of course it wouldn't be just a fire. There has to be some sort of criminal element, maybe a terrorist element, perhaps.
Perhaps
he has a chunky cup, below and the herd helping him out.
That's possible.
Yeah.
By the name of
what's his name? I forgot his name. We gotta.
Al.
Yes.
Al. Yeah. Al Powell.
There you go.
Sergeant Al Powell's down there helping out Mr.
McClane.
Mr. McClane. Mr. Rock McClane.
By the way, not to deviate this too much, but the villain of original Die Hard, I love that guy. I love that guy as a criminal. He was awesome.
Oh yeah.
So
Hans Gruber?
Yes, he was amazing. He was so good. So I'm hoping for a level of something like that on this one, because these definitely give me that Die Hard vibe.
Let me tell you. First off, yes, it did give you the Die Hard vibe, and if you look up just Google skyscraper Die Hard. And you're going to find a few articles that go, hey, this looks like, it's drawing comparison. So I love The Rock because he's cool. He's funny. He's actually become a better actor, not a great actor, but definitely a better actor throughout the years. So I appreciate that. That said, the bar of Die Hard is
pretty up there.
You know what I mean? So,
and by that we mean original Die Hard.
The original Die Hard.
Yes. The other ones were okay, but imitations of the original Die Hard.
The original Die Hard is a shit. I'm a little concerned of the scenario that's happening here. You know what I mean?
It's like we don't want to make it too much like Die Hard, so what can we add? Let's add a prosthetic leg. Okay, that's that's his stick.
That and it's on fire, and also that kind of rings a little. 9/11-ish, you know what I mean? So I don't know what caused the fire. We haven't seen what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'm interested because it looks like a good, nice popcorn flick.
Yes. Yeah. Which he is usually an expert of.
He is the reason why you buy popcorn.
Is there? Yes. He's the Rock is the reason why you buy popcorn.
Exactly.
Somebody trademarked that because that is a fact of life. Yes. I think it's in. No, I was going to ask you, is there a movie, and I asked you because obviously you are the movie buff. Is there a movie with The Rock that you could say that he goes, that it goes out of his comfort zone, that he's not playing the same, like I'm a tough guy, and I don't mean, I'm the funny tough guy now, I mean like something that is like powerful and like completely different.
Gridiron Gang.
What is it called?
Gridiron Gang.
Gridiron Gang.
Yes.
Okay.
That is a powerful film. It is, first off, it's also a true story. True story of a guy who runs a detention facility out in LA. And it's basically, it's a detention, you know what a detention facility is.
Right.
So basically, these young guys, they get into trouble. They come here to rehab. They stay there. They're basically living there. And their job is to get them ready to go back out and hopefully not get them back. You know what I mean? Hopefully they don't go back to the gangs and all this stuff. The Rock plays the one of the guys in there. Also Exhibit, the rapper. He's also in it too.
Wow.
He's also another one of the faculty guys, and
pimping the detention facility.
He's pimping the facility.
He's pimping something. Okay.
So what he ends up doing is creating a program within this facility to teach these kids football, and the purpose of that is because football is the ultimate team game. I'm not going to go into football because I can talk about this for hours. But the point
I will hate that.
Yeah, it's the ultimate team game, and what it teaches you is to respect, trust, and rely on your team. Wait
a minute. I thought we were talking about football, though.
We are talking about football.
That's not the NFL football that I've seen.
No. Well, I'm saying, in this case, in your teammates. So basically, he creates a football team. He challenges like local high schools, and maybe I think it's high schools. Challenges local high schools to put this team into their circuit so that they can start to feel like this is a real team. It is a great film, absolutely great film. One of his best films, easily.
Really? Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put this on my list just because I like to see actors outside of their typical roles,
and you will see that. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously it has its humorous moments because all movies are going to have its punchline here and there. You know what I mean? But for the most part, it's much more serious because obviously we're dealing with gangs. You're dealing with gang members that are trying to get out of So that'll be also included in Skyscraper. No. But yes, that definitely. Put that on your list if you're interested in seeing a different Rock.
A different Rock. It kind of just real quick to mention. It reminded me of when Jim Carrey was doing his Jim Carrey as movies, and then suddenly he does the number 23.
Yes.
Which is not like a superb movie or anything like that, but it was a very interesting movie to me just because it was like completely out of his normal element. Yeah. It was, but it also had that little bits of, this is Jim Carrey over here. Yeah. But
you also had Eternal Sunshine, Spotless Mind.
Oh, yes, that one. I freaking love that one.
The Truman Show.
Yep. Yeah, I remember the Truman Show. I was like, Cable Guy? No.
I don't know about that one.
No, Cable Guy, no. But anyway, so this is all to say Skyscraper. It's looking very interesting.
Comes out July 13th.
July 13th. I got excited like immediately. I was looking for, I need to watch this. And then I remember, but wait. Sicario is there.
Yes, Sicario is a must.
We got to see that first. But that's not to say that I'm going to put this at the wayside. This is probably, at the very least, it'll have to be Moviepass.
Definitely.
If Moviepass still exists by then.
Yeah. Speaking of Moviepass, let's go right into some news. Nice segue, by the way.
To abuse.
The news to abuse. We really need to get a better one. Yes. Moviepass debuts their peak pricing as Ant-Man and the Wasp hits theaters. Do you know what peak pricing is?
I have an idea. I believe it has to do with, hey, this movie is going to be very famous. A lot of people are going to want to watch it this time. So let's go ahead and raise the price a little bit, Uber style. This is going to be busy.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah. That's exactly what it is, guys. So as part of its continuing, this is, by the way, from GameSpot that I'm reading this from. As part of its continuing efforts to redefine the business model, Moviepass peak pricing policy is beginning.
Say that three times.
No, is beginning to go into effect in some areas on the same day as the latest Marvel film, Ant-Man and the Wasp. The new policy, which was first announced to Business Insider last month, charges users an extra fee for certain movies during popular time slots. Mm-hmm. Now, let me see if it says the fee here. It doesn't really say the fee, I guess, because it's probably going to depend on your area, because movie prices depend on your area.
That's
as well.
True.
So it doesn't really say what the prices are. That said, I kind of understand it to an extent. I also don't want anything to happen to Moviepass because I kind of dig it. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. It's almost like, oh man, they're trying to do this. They're gonna start raising prices, but you know what? I sort of understand. I don't want you to go.
Yeah, exactly. I also am one of those people who I am always never on their popular time slots. I only do that with you, Mr. Dream Twister. And you were like, hey, we're going to go out. It's going to be
the 8 o'clock showing. And I'm like, always.
All right.
And it's going to be on the IMAX one. So whatever. Prepare to pay $40 for two
per
people.
tickets, yeah. But no, I will do a freaking Sunday morning like I was fucking 65 years old. I go at 10 o'clock. When I was paying.
The early bird special.
I'll pay $8 for the newest film. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's the deal.
You also buy from the concession stand.
I never
at 25 cents.
I never buy anything from the concession. I'll buy for my son, my wife, me. I'm like, nope, I ain't paying all that shit for the fucking popcorn.
It don't matter. You still have to pay anyway.
Yeah, but it's the principle. It's not for me.
Man.
Moviepass holders, look forward to that. Maybe not look forward to it. Just know what's happening.
Hopefully, Moviepass will still be with us.
Yes, they're doing whatever they can to be relevant.
I hope they're still with us by 2019, specifically on May, because that's when the third chapter of John Wick.
Oh, damn. May 2019. Okay. All right.
It's so far away. And we still want to know what happened after. Well, I'm not going to spoil the second one.
Spoilers of the second one. Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. Good cliffhanger. Oh,
yeah. A complete story.
Yeah.
Still,
yeah. So, but today at least, we get a little something, not a teaser or anything like that. We get the official title. So
is it not John Wick?
It's The Chronicles of John Wick. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
it is.
You had me going too.
Middle Earth, John Wick. No, that's not either. It's actually John Wick Parabellum.
Parabellum?
Yes, Parabellum. John Wick 3, Parabellum. didn't know what a parabellum meant, so I had to research it a little bit because what the hell is a parabellum? And it shows here that Keanu Reeves actually told us what the official what does it mean. When asked what parabellum means, the actor explains, "Prepare for war."
Prepare for war.
Yes. And is that part of that famous sentence? You know, that famous sentence. I want to try my Latin here. Sis vis pacem parabellum. I don't know.
That sounds very nice.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I took 0 years of Latin in college. But it translates to, if you want peace, prepare for war.
Nice.
So you have heard that. You've heard at least the English translation. So
I can't wait, man. I'm such a huge fan of Wick, dude.
Let me tell you what I really like about John Wick. It was the gunplay and the fighting on that never felt like crazy, like wire fool, synthetic, fake.
Tactical. It felt realistic.
It felt legit. Yeah, it felt like, okay, these are moves that a person with good martial art practices could actually perform, and you're not going to don't get me wrong, I do like my wire fu and my crazy shit, nothing wrong with that. It's just looking at this level of and also freaking Keanu Reeves. I wouldn't have not thought that he was gonna be that level of badass. Like, I didn't think that I was gonna think of him as, I don't know how to do, Clint Eastwood level of like badass is like something like,
so Clint Eastwood,
but he did,
or what's his name?
From one movie.
No, the one where he loses his memory. Shit, I forgot his name, and I just lost his name. The Bourne series.
Oh, Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne, yeah.
Jason Bourne.
Similar to that, so, like a badass.
Mikey Mark. I mean, Mark Wahlberg.
Yes, no, the Funky Bunch. Yeah.
The Funky Bunch. You go.
Oh, my next piece, guys. If you didn't know this, Netflix has deep pockets.
I heard they're making some money.
They are, but they
unlike Moviepass. They know how to actually run the business.
Exact opposite of Moviepass. However, they do love to fucking spend. Let me tell you. According to a new report in The Economist, and this is from Sci-Fi Wire, by the way, not only will the service spend upwards of $12 billion to bring forward new shows this year, 2018, while also curating old ones, the massive spend also suggests Netflix is still very much in growth mode. The service spent $9 billion last year and $7 billion in 2016. So we are on the upward rise. And let me tell you that it's between 12 to 13 billion is what they're expecting to spend, and that is higher than every TV and movie studio.
Damn, son.
Period.
You remember when they were the company that will mail you DVDs for you to watch? Mm-hmm. You remember that? And what is it that happened with that? So they spin that, right? They turned that into a different company or something like that.
No, what they ended up doing, I don't know if it's still
Netflix ended up being the name of the streaming service.
Correct. They ended up splitting it into two.
Yes.
Right? You were able to stream certain things on the disc. Remember they used to send you a disc so you can put it into your thing to stream stuff?
Oh, are you kidding? Oh, I forgot that. Yeah, you're right. Because the app, you can download the app from anywhere and everywhere. You have to actually get the...
They had to have the
oh my God, like AOL style.
My grandfather, I never forget, my grandfather was like, you have all those movies on that disc? I was like, no.
That's awesome.
That's not what is happening here.
But then again,
it's some other sorcery.
It's even more amazing.
Yeah.
Grandfather.
Yeah.
You have to see this shit.
So, and then they had the mail service, which I was a big mail service guy. I was like, hell yeah, give me, because it was almost every freaking movie you can get on mail.
Uh-huh.
And then they split it, And when they split it into 2 pay things. You were paying now for both if you wanted both. Mm-hmm. And what ended up happening is little by little, everyone went off of the mail service and basically went streaming.
Which was their plan all along.
Exactly. Yeah. It was an ingenious plan.
You see, this is how you run a company. You
exactly. Moviepass, take notes, Devin.
First thing that Moviepass should do, at the very least, I know this is going to be very controversial, but hey, it's the truth. It is too cheap. Increase that shit by at least double the amount.
I'm sure that's right around the corner.
I'm sure too.
$12 to $13 billion. I see an increase.
I can see an increase. Let's be real.
But that said, dude, I watch so much stuff on it. I get more than the $10 that month that I'm paying.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Easily. So it's well worth it.
And here's proof of what you just mentioned, Netflix growing so much. Netflix confirmed Castlevania Season 2 release date.
Nice.
So let me tell you, that series was good. And the fact that they are willing to continue it, because it was kind of short. The first season was kind of short. Mm-hmm. The fact that they're willing to continue it with a far longer season.
Thank God. Because the last season, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the hell out of it. But damn, did I fall. I'm sorry to interrupt. But damn, did I freaking feel like, me dejaste. You know, you left me hanging here. You know, like, oh my God, it's getting good. And boom, it's over.
Don't worry.
You know what I mean?
You won't have to wait long. As announced during Netflix panel at Anime Expo 2018, Castlevania Season 2 will arrive on October 26th. By the way, this is courtesy of GameSpot, which I'm reading from. The season will run for 8 episodes and will be released on Netflix in its entirety. So
nice.
You'll be able to binge watch the living crap out of it. The season is once more written by acclaimed comic book writer Warren Ellis and Richard Armitage, returning as Monster Hunter Trevor Belmont.
Yes.
Although the show is produced in the U.S., it's heavily influenced by anime, which takes much of its visual inspiration from Konami's classic 1997 Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Have you watched the series?
I watched only one episode, but again, it's not that I didn't like it or anything like that. I was actually very impressed with it. It's just one of those things where you know how my life. Hey, I still haven't finished Stranger Things season 1.
I'm not going to get into that.
Last month, you know what it is? Most of those series, I have to watch. If I want to watch TV to enjoy, to just sit down, I have to do it with my wife because she's a big TV person and I'm not. So I have to take the opportunity where there's something that we can both watch. Then I'll sit down and watch like we did with the season 1 of this. Oh my God, this or Amazon Prime series where the lady was a comedian in the 60s.
Marvelous,
Madam. The Marvelous. The Marvelous
Madam something.
Yeah. Anyway,
Mademoiselle.
There you go. Sure, let's call it that. Which, by the way, that's great.
It's on my list.
You have to put it. You have to put it. You have to stop putting my stuff on your list and start watching the stuff that I recommend you. All right? Because I'm watching like, oh, he said it was good. I'm going ahead and watch it, even though I don't watch movies. I'm sure you have enough time to accommodate a few. So get on it. By next podcast, I expect to have something.
A whole season has to be done.
Not even just a few episodes, just of something, or even if it's a movie that I told you to watch.
Okay.
All right. So last month, Armitage also revealed that season 3 is already in production, and though it hasn't been officially confirmed by Netflix, the actor told Digital Spy. We're about to record a third. The season hasn't been aired yet, but we're about to do a third.
Nice.
End quote. So yeah,
that's a good sign. Yeah.
Yeah. I almost wish the episode were a little bit longer. If they're going for,
I'm okay.
Season?
Because it's anime, so I'm okay for it. Most anime series are going to be half hour.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So that's literally what comes down to. But I would just wish that the season was longer. But first season was only 4 episodes long, which literally puts you at an hour and some change.
If I could be if I could be allowed to slip one more anime thing just real quick here.
Anime it up.
It is an anime week here at GG. Gundam anime is getting a live action film.
Oh, God.
Now, this is... Actually, I like Gundam.
I do. It's the live action film part that I'm going.
The live action film, the part that scares me. According to Dateline, Legendary Pictures and Sunrise are working together to produce a live action Gundam film. This marks the second time the popular mecha anime has gone live action. The first time being G Savior. I haven't watched G Savior. No, I don't even know if that's.
The problem with this is, and yes, I'm starting this sentence with that.
The problem with this.
First off, there's another news item which I can quickly throw in here. They're also doing the same thing with Your Name.
Yes.
And this one is being produced by J.J. Abrams.
Which throws me off completely.
Yeah. Okay. My issue with the conversion of an anime to live action is this. You can, first off, the anime generally has so many elements to it that are meant to be aesthetic that will get lost in a live action film. Secondly, you can do so much with anime, and because it's anime, and you don't question the fact that it's fake. When you see it in live action and it's done in some sort of CGI that may look good, may not look good, the whole time you're just like, man, that look fake. And it takes you out of the film. While anime, you already have accepted this is fantasy. Tell me the story.
Hey, this is anime. Accept whatever is shown to you without any prejudice.
Cool, exactly.
Go for it.
Also, and I mentioned this before on another podcast, in Japanese anime, what they do so well is there's so many scenes, so many backgrounds, so many things that are going on that are meant for you as the viewer to look at, to appreciate, to analyze, because it's made for a reason. It's there it was animated for a reason. So they're always, this is what makes Miyazaki so awesome. He's always including little things in his world, and the world looks fantastical and yet believable at the same time, and that's what makes him great. Putting this into live action, you just what I'm saying, it's going to lose something, and there has yet to be an anime converted to live action that has been critically well received in any way.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Because I'm not sure this was anime originally. It's just the concept of it sounded so incredibly anime that if you tell me that it was, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
Pacific Rim.
Okay.
Now, Pacific Rim, the first movie, it had some craziness. It had some, obviously fantastical, obviously robots, and but what I'm trying to say is that even the cheesy moments of that movie were great. Oh, at least in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. My opinion. I wouldn't say it's not going to win any Oscars unless, maybe, I will give it some mention for visual design. I thought it was pretty cool. I do like the characters.
Guillermo del Toro is probably one of the best visual designers.
Yes, exactly. So I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt on that. If they could produce something like a Pacific Rim that I enjoy so much. I watched that movie countless times. It is, yes, I recognize the acting isn't even that great. Half of the cast are like B actors that you don't see anywhere. It's kind of cheesy, but it has its charm. I'll be completely fine with something on that level for a Gundam.
Okay, so I would agree with that, but I would also argue that even giving us that in a Gundam movie would still fall short of the original of the Gundam original anime series.
Well, yeah. Look what happened. Yeah. Look what happened to the most recent perfect example, and the name is escaping me.
Ghost in the Shell.
Of course, yes, there you go. Thank you, thank you.
Ghost in the Shell series is so freaking good.
It's so good,
fucking good.
And the movie wasn't trash or anything like that, but
no,
it was entertaining. It fell short. It was going to fall super, super short.
There's an article that I'm going to share with you guys of the fact is something basically regarding how mediocrity can be worse than just being bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, saying like,
it was okay.
Saying like, it's okay, you know.
So
there's no worse thing that you can do to an individual than saying good job.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
That's one Whiplash.
Yes.
Even though that's not the proper quote. I butchered that quote.
Yeah, it's close enough. Oh, man. So let's move on to some games, guys. A little game series, Shenmue I and II. The remasters.
Oh, yes.
They finally have a release date, guys. They will be hitting PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on August 21st. And no Switch, because I guess those games can't run on Switch.
I guess, yeah. Well, I was going to say, man, you can't have a Switch run a 20-year-old game.
Sega has Sega has something going on. They're pissed off at Nintendo.
They're still pissed off at Nintendo. Yeah, they'll put the Sonic on anything they can.
Everything. They're like, we need to stay relevant somehow.
Sonic is a horror.
So yes, look forward to that, sir. Are you interested in revisiting Shenmue? Have you ever?
No.
Yeah.
I purchased.
That was hilarious.
Shenmue II, I want to say, is the one that came out for Xbox, for OG Xbox. One of the launch titles, or one of the early titles that came out. It was visually impressive at that time, and just the fact that and something along the promise of you'll be able to play Virtual Fighter on it or something like that. Yes, I don't remember. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I played that, and I to this day I fail to see. Maybe it was a product of their time.
I think
of its time, and people that was patient enough discover something on it, because that could happen. And I've been pleasantly surprised with games that at first impression I'm like, this is garbage, and then I give it another shot because there was something there that was interesting. That's what I tried to do with Prey, and then and failed miserably, and then I'm like, oh yes, this is one of my favorite games. The Civilization series was that. Alpha Centauri was that. First time I played it, I was like, this ain't StarCraft. This is bullshit. What is this turn-based bullshit? And then I gave it another go. It's fantastic. So yeah, but I'm not sure I'm gonna get that. And I think it's too late already.
I'm kind of interested because I remember playing Shenmue 1 and I remember enjoying it. I do remember that it had a lot of
you were looking for
non-gaming elements, you know. It was just like, okay, so I have a job, you know, I got to go to work.
You want to drive a forklift?
And I got to go home by a certain time. I got to get in bed. I'm like, this
is a game about life.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was amazing. Yeah, when you think about it.
Exactly. That's what I think it is. It's like, oh my God, they've captured real life in a game.
Everything.
That's bonkers.
Before you realize, wait a minute, the real life sucks.
Yeah, why am I
paid $60 to play
exactly.
this?
I think that was the problem. I was amazed at the fact that they captured it. It's like, man, they focus on all the little mundane details of life that nobody gives a shit about. Look forward to this.
You always wanted to play a game with Lucky Hit.
Lucky Hit. Nope.
Yeah. Let's get a bit of games, shall we? Thousands of Fortnite players downloaded a virus-filled V-Bucks app.
That's messed up.
And I say the world has a way of balancing itself out.
Does. I agree.
You know, I don't believe in karma, but if I did, I would say good.
Good for you.
Good for you. So, Fortnite players looking for an easy way to get a leg up, basically, might want to think twice about doing so. The game streaming service Rainway detailed in a blog post today how tens of thousands of players downloaded an app that infected their machines with a virus. The app in question promised to freely generate V-Bucks, which is V-Bucks are the Fortnite in-game currency. Exactly. While delivering an aimbot that will give players, obviously an unfair advantage in firefights. Instead, it delivered a man-in-the-middle attack that altered web page requests on users' PCs by adding in tags for an ad service called Adtelligent. So if you downloaded this program and suddenly you notice how your browser is taking you to Google.com,
questionable sites,
anything that every time you type you want to go on Facebook to find someone and you end up in the Russian version of Facebook.
That's awesome.
Or you kept getting pop-ups for some dick pills. Now you know you probably shouldn't be running executables from shady sources. And also good on you. Now go ahead and reinstall Windows.
That's what you get.
Cheating bastard. Yeah. And stop cheating on games.
Exactly.
That's what you get. And there's more, but I thought it was funny.
My last piece, guys, a little fun title here. This Funkos is the
fun title.
Is the pop vinyl cereal brand of your Saturday mornings breakfast dreams.
Funkos.
Yes.
Are you going cuckoo for Cuckoo Pops right now?
I am going cuckoo for Funko Pops. Oh, man. So, yes, soon they will be releasing these adorable, for the record, cereal boxes of your favorite cereal. You've got the Mega Mans. You have the Cuphead and Mugman cereal.
So these are cereals?
These are
actual cereals, and they come with a mini Funko Pop inside?
They come, it looks like that, yes. These are Funko versions of your favorite character, major pop culture figure imaginable, ranging from Marvel and Overwatch heroes. Oh, man, there's got a lot of stuff. But Funko is releasing
Does it have a Gears one?
Yeah, so they're releasing a line of cereal called Funkos. There will be a multitude of Funko cereals, each associated with, of course, you guessed it, a pop culture figure. And you get to relive your childhood days by plunging into sugary cereal for a prize. And in there, you will find a little toy, a little Funko Pop vinyl, which, of course, will be most likely of the particular cereal that you have. I'm kind of down with this, man.
I don't know, man. That cereal, you might want to check the milk that you pour on that, because that cereal started to look a little Funko.
That's it. Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm kind of down with this. I'm kind of down with this. I would get some, yeah. I would get some. They have some Freddy Krueger ones, apparently, too.
They have some.
Nightmare on Elm Street's Freddy Krueger, and the Friday the 13th Jason is also available at FYE. Ooh.
Wow.
I'm not sure I would shop for cereal there, but sure, why not?
Blast for the past, FYE, if it's still relevant, if it's still there.
I would say they're there and maybe not relevant.
You know what? Might as well get it from Amazon.
Yes, I agree.
Because with Amazon, you have Prime.
Oh.
And with Prime, you get Twitch Prime.
Yes.
And if you have Twitch Prime, guess what? Members are going to get a free game every day, all the way to the run-up of Amazon Prime Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they don't make Prime Day March 14. Because 314? No, I think that's pi.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
I don't even know about that.
Wow.
Okay, I know I'm gonna hear from. Okay, start typing, Giovanni. Start typing. He's gonna be on my side. He'll defend my stupidity. But Giovanni knows.
Know about that, sir.
Giovanni, come to my rescue. I mean, Humberto, come to my rescue. Giovanni's about to destroy me in the comments. I love you both. So Twitch Prime members can look forward a free game every day, like I mentioned, to kick off the festivities in the lead up to Amazon's Prime Day. Twitch Prime members are being offered a game every day until July 18. What's more, you get to keep the game forever. So, which is unlike the games that we get from PSN or Xbox. Mm-hmm. You know,
DRM free.
It is you get to keep it even if you stop Prime, because they know. Why would you ever?
Exactly. You're not going to go anywhere. Let's be real.
Yeah. Exactly. I was looking at the selection of games, and man, it looks pretty. I mean, there are some titles over here from the last I would say even maybe the last 6 months.
Tacoma catches my eye. It's available from July 12th through the 18th.
Yeah.
Red Strings Club kind of bothers me a little bit because I paid for it.
You got it for free. It's okay. It's on PC, so it doesn't matter for you.
I'm playing it on PC.
Oh, you're playing on PC?
Red Strings Club.
Okay. So you could play games on PC, huh? I see.
I don't know about
that. Pillars of Eternity is one of those games that I didn't realize I owned, and I got it. I was like, yes, I got it for free. And then I checked my Steam library, and it was there. I was like, oh, shit. How about this game?
You double paid.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not double paid.
Broken Age is there.
Broken Age, yeah.
Broken Age is a good one. You have Broken Age.
Yes.
Brutal Legend. That was a game. Legend, that was an older game, but that game was really good for for its time. Mm-hmm. And starts Jack Black. Yeah. So there's some good titles here.
There's a game right there on July 11th through July 17th. Observer. I just bought that game.
Oh,
on
Observer.
PlayStation 4. And here it is for free.
Here it is for free. You should have looked at this first. Because you got excited about the super ultra mega sales that they're doing, which is quite insane.
Yes,
I got
they are insane for PlayStation. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, the list is it's a bunch of games. So you guys, I'm pretty sure you could locate the game. But if you have Prime and this is free, and most of this game will run just fine on almost any PC, I would suggest.
I would agree.
Go for it, man.
Do it.
Go for it. I did. I got Pillars of Eternity twice.
Well done, sir. I don't have any other news, sir.
Just want to make sure that we're not missing anything. I was going to mention real quick. Did you see the Fortnite, the launch of the rocket?
I didn't see the launch of the rocket, but I saw something that looks like a tear in the sky. On Fortnite, because I was playing the other day with Gilberto.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. Which, by the way, I haven't played in a while, and damn, that game looks good, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It looks really good from the last time.
They have taken some care of that Unreal Engine now that they're making it a gajillion, trillion, $billion.
Pretty much.
So that was caused by the rocket. Apparently, it hit something, whatever was the
they're in the Truman Show. Is that what it is?
I guess that's the implication. I don't know.
So yeah,
because that was what created the crack. Anyway, I wanted to mention it real quick because I saw this video which was hilaricals. So everybody, it was nice to see that members of the community, they all got in the game. They all built like this huge platform. And they were just there, just hanging out, just dancing and celebrating the launch of the rocket.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
They were looking and all working together. It looked really neat. And not to mention, it was a nice platform. It was, almost symmetrical and whatever. I wasn't in the game, but I saw the video and it was nice.
I have to say, Fortnite is shockingly, it's shocking me, I should say. It's shocking me how it's literally a movement. It's literally a movement of this.
Oh yeah, without a doubt,
it's ridiculous.
A game that 2 years, 1 year ago, you would hear the name of Fortnite, and it's like, oh yeah, that's that obscure title that was talked about, 5 years ago on an E3, Cliff Wasinski talking about it, and not mentioned, and that's the game that pretty much he died by the sword by, because he went to Bosky and they tried to do that other game and
to think that last year around this time it was PUBG that had the mind share.
Yeah, it was PUBG. I mean?
And here, not only has it, and I'm just going to throw it. Not only has it,
Rocket League.
Not only has it matched it, it has surpassed it in such a crazy fashion, dude. It's just like, holy crap, this thing is everywhere. And I think it's
a problem with kids and cool.
It is. I mean, that's Fortnite. You know what? That's the parents and the teachers. That's all I'm saying there. But no, seriously, I think it's amazing, and I'm glad I still have it downloaded. And I'm glad I played it with these guys, and I want to go back.
I'll play it back. Anyway, this whole thing just to say that some asshole decides to destroy the platform from the bottom, it killing everyone that was on top, and by making that mega kill, breaking the record for most solo kills ever. He holds it right now.
Nice.
And even though that was an asshole move, I still gotta applaud you because well thought.
Respect.
Yeah, that was the biggest grief, and you're the record holder.
Nice.
So yeah. And with that,
all right, guys, we'll be right back. And we're back, guys, and it will be. We are here now.
That hurt everybody's ears
for the hot topic of the week.
Hot topic of the week.
This week's hot topic is simple, guys. It is time for the backlog.
OMG!
Yes. Backlog season is back, guys. There is nothing coming out in the next for a while now.
And this is great.
I mean, let me preface this. Obviously, there are some titles, for instance, like Madden, that will come out. And if you're interested in Madden, you'll probably get that. Octopath Traveler, we also mentioned earlier. That actually, I think, comes out the end of this month or something like that.
Never mind. I'm getting into that. I'm getting that joint.
So there are some things out there, but obviously, if those are not on your radar or you don't have the ability to get them, such as myself, I'm hoping. I think that's going to be, that's a Octopath Traveler. I think that is an exclusive to
Switch.
To
Switch,
unfortunately.
yeah.
But it is what it is.
You will get a Switch before the end of the year. I declare.
I want to. But that said, this is a time where you go into your backlog, that log that you had, those games that you bought on a sale, like because you Dream Twister, you buy a lot of little games because, hey, man, it's $3. Let's get it. And then you never touch it. Like 2 years later, you're like, fuck, did I buy this? This is mine?
Wait a minute.
Yeah. So it's never installed, 0 hours played.
Octodad is $3.99.
Octodad?
I can't wait. Oh, wait a minute. I own Octodad. I just never played it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know Octodad. Just the first thing because you said Octopath.
Now, I want to point out before we start going to this, the point of this that we're going to do here today, guys, is we're going to essentially lay out our path. So we have set ourselves a major deadline. The deadline is Spider-Man.
Spidey Day.
Spidey Day. So Spider-Man will be coming out in September. I believe it's September 14, 13, somewhere around there. So let's say mid-September. I can actually fact check that right now for you.
Yeah.
But basically, that is the deadline. So we're going to try to fit in as many games as we can between now and September 7th. Fuck, that's actually earlier.
Shit, that's earlier than I thought. I thought it was going to be like September 20-something.
I thought so too. Shit.
I was even telling some people that were asking me, it's like, oh man, it's going to be at the end of September.
This is what
that's
fake news,
first.
Yes.
OMG.
September 7th.
I'm going to play some games. I don't know if I'm going to fit as many as I can. I know that I'm happy with having the opportunity to do so because I like jumping back on a game that I just left by the wayside and completing it. Like I did Far Cry 5, even though I bought that relatively recent. I kind of left it on the wayside for playing God of War. I think it might have been
good choice.
And it was definitely the right choice. And then I was like, I should go back, and I seldom do, but this time I did, and I trudged to it. So now, unlike you, I can't, or I don't fit as many games because unlike you could play a game to completion.
Yes,
I could play a game until it no longer holds my interest.
Sounds like the same thing to me, but that's fine.
You tend to go, even though you have this strange thing where you could get to the end, you can trudge to the end of a game, even if you're not enjoying it, you could trudge to almost the end and then be like, okay, I'm done. But you don't do it often enough to where I will consider it,
problem.
clinically insane. But on the other hand, I do it enough to where I could consider myself having gaming ADD, because I'll be playing this thing and it'll be like the best game. Like, dude, the other day, XCOM. I was playing XCOM 2 and I was going my way and for a couple of weeks, and I mentioned on the podcast, I tried to come back to it. I was like, oh, no, I don't feel like XCOMing right now or anytime soon until I get the fever again. I'll probably start it over. So yeah. So this is gonna be fun. And just like you said, Spidey is around the corner. That's the game that we're most excited about.
That is essentially that's the line in the sand, guys. Yeah. For us, for me and a Dream Twister. I'm not sure if that's for everybody else. Again, there are some other games that are coming out, but realistically,
if you don't own a PlayStation 4, then
if you're only on PlayStation 4, you're probably in my camp as well. So essentially, that's the deadline. So what we're going to and I want to emphasize the deadline on this. That is when Spider-Man comes out, and then the next game comes out, and you're going to have Red Dead Redemption, and you're going to have your Odyssey. You're going to all these games are going to come out. And then you still have no rest, because guess what? January, February, and March are chock full of free games. Okay?
May I say, you have and it's funny because you know that we have the pack, but you know that like they released 20 minutes of Anthem, for example, and it looked really good, but I was like, I don't know. I'll wait for that one. Now I saw somebody was streaming the Battlefield Alpha, and I was like, "Oh man,
not even on my radar."
No, but what I'm saying is like even those games are out there and are like calling the attention.
They are.
Like,
yes, they're looking for that mind share.
Yes,
and that's all in the fall. And again, January, February. January has Resident Evil 2 remake. Holy shit, is that fucking mine? And holy shit, I'm playing the hell out of that. Wow. February has February 27th, I think it is. It has like 4 major games, like 4 really major games. So you're like, what the hell? Why would you put all this on one day?
Because they're all going to get delayed eventually. And
I don't know. Last year, October something, we had 3 major games come out. Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein 2.
Odyssey.
Mario Odyssey.
There was something else. I can't remember what it was. Whatever that other one was, clearly it didn't do very well. So that is all to say how important it is to take advantage of this time and get through that backlog, because you're probably not going to see the backlog again until next year around this time.
It will come time where it's just too late to play them.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they no longer look good.
So here is, I don't know if you want to go back and forth, but I'm just going to
mention one. I might have something.
I mean, obviously, there's only so much I'm going to be able to fit into this time anyway. But I do want to mention some big ones. First and foremost, I finally got Rise of the Tomb Raider. That is most definitely a major. Oh, by the way, I need to finish Deus Ex. I'm still playing that. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided.
Yeah.
I will be finishing that because I'm actually started to really enjoy it. Yeah. I don't know if this will be next. I think the next one will be a smaller title because this will be going from one, not big game, but at least a 20-hour game to probably another 20-hour game with Rise of the Tomb Raider. And I tend to space them out and put little things.
You do need a break,
correct.
Between them, yeah.
But that said, Rise of the Tomb Raider is a must because this year we'll see Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is another fall release. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I kind of have to put this one down. You know what I mean. So it's
and not to mention you want to put it closer now to not have Tomb Raider fatigue by the time that it comes out. So this will be the perfect opportunity to I will say. Maybe after Deus Ex, just grab a couple of the indies as you tend to do.
By the way, you're gonna hear a lot of fucking indies. That I just spoke with Gilberto the other day, and it was like, dude, half of the games you mentioned on the I can't remember
on the topic of the week last week.
Last week he was like, half of the games you mentioned,
the games that
I feel guilty. I don't like, because I don't even know them. I'm like, what do you mean? They're great games. What are you talking about? But It is what it is, I guess.
I'm also going through the phase where I want to go back on my games, and there are several ones that I literally made a list on a small sticky on the computer. I put a list of games, and then I think I told you I started eliminating mass. Okay, this one doesn't support 24x9. This one doesn't support. So I'm not gonna waste my time on this. Obviously,
clearly you have your priorities straight.
Hey, I don't take advantage of the hardware, right? But one of the ones that I do intend to go back to is Hitman.
Oh,
and that's because Hitman 2 was announced.
Yes,
and I think it's one of fall releases.
I believe it is.
So
maybe next year.
It could be. I feel like it's closer because they have the pre-order where if you pre-order, you get that free mini mission. But I was never a fan of the Hitman series. However, this last one got so much good rapport on the podcast that I listened to, that I had to try it. And that's what it was. There was a deal. GameStop put it, I don't know if it was a mistake or something, but they put the entire season for like $14.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. And I went for it.
November 13th.
Oh, see, it's right. It's around. And that game has enough content. The first one has enough content to I either play it now, or it'll be too close to Hitman 2 and I'll get Hitman fatigue probably, and I'm not sure.
Get it now so you have it fairly fresh.
Yeah, exactly. That game was super, super fun. It's still, if you, well, now it'll be, if you see a deal or something like that, you should get it. I think you'll like it. I'm
a big fan of the series.
As long as we're keeping it Square Enix games around, let me just mention real quick that Final Fantasy 15 also supports 21x9, and it looks gorgeous, super beautiful, gorgeous. That game looks amazing. Too bad that game is still Final Fantasy 15.
Wow.
And I started playing it, and I stuck to it. And I was trying to stick to it, but it was like, oh man, this RPGs. I feel like RPGs have gone. I hate to say it, but above what Final Fantasy has stayed as. I'm not. I won't say what JRPGs, because there are some amazing JRPG games out there. But if I were to consider with the games that have been released, recent, even Western RPGs and stuff like that, going back to Final Fantasy 15 feels like a chore, and I'm not sure if that's gonna be. I want to say I'll get back to it. I'm not sure if I really will. But again, man, it looks amazing. It's 21x9. It looks so good.
I can imagine, sir.
So good.
So one of the first small titles that I have that I'm dying to dive into is Song of the Deep. Do you remember this game?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Oh, you remember this game. This is the first game that was brought to us by GameStop.
Oh, their game. Yeah, the game that they published.
Yes, their published game.
Yeah.
And it was developed by Insomniac Games. So obviously some really good pedigree behind that. Essentially, it is a Metroidvania style game. Basically, in the game, the player controls Marin, which is a young girl who crafts a makeshift submarine in search for her father. It has really good animations, and it's been one of those titles that I've been wanting to play. And I was able to pick that up at some point on a sale, and now's the time. Now's the time because I need to get it out. I need to get it out there. And it looks really good. It got really good, decent reviews. Actually, no, look, Steam gave it 9 out of 10. A couple of good ones here. Some not so much. I really didn't like it. That's okay. Fuck them.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Haters.
No,
all haters.
But yeah, so the Song of the Deep is on my list, and it's not on my list. It's actually in my hard drive right now.
Ready to be
played.
Ready to be played. The next, that one. Okay. I told you I was I started playing Shadow of War again, and I haven't my time with it. It's okay. I'm hoping that the story will get good enough to where it'll capture me and will let me continue, because the fighting is still entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but. A game that I really, really, really want to go back to The only thing, are we saying this is a backlog that is doable? Or, because I'm not sure about this one. This
well, I mean,
it's going to be difficult. Then my list is going to be really short. Okay, let's put it this way.
I mean,
this is one of the candidates.
You want to do, yeah, exactly.
This is one of the candidates. I still have Persona 5 there, and it's right there in the end. Well, not in the end, but it's closer to the end, to where it's doable for me to finish it. I gotta be honest with you. I tried to grab it when I repurchased it. Mm-hmm. I tried playing it, and I think I lasted a couple of days, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember why this game didn't do it for me." But every time, the reason I mention it is because I keep reading to this day. I keep reading people like describing it like, "Oh man, this was an experience. This was like," and I'm thinking like, "Have you really played any other Persona? Have you played Persona 4? Or 3? I think if you ever play 3, it will, even though it's a PS2 title, it will blow your gores off. You're telling me Persona 5?
I don't know. I think there's a certain love for the aesthetics. There is also, I think there's also a big, what do you call it? Expectation. Yeah. And when you have high expectations, you have usually two people. You have one that goes, man, this didn't live up to it. That's usually the minority, especially nowadays. And then you have the other one that just tries to justify the fact that they've waited 20 years for the next sequel. They love the series, and I'm going to love this regardless of whatever.
Regardless of So, it could be the Phantom Menace. Yeah. It's a Star Wars.
At some point, we all loved that movie, didn't we?
Yeah, sometime. And I think it lasted 3 minutes after
the
walking out of the movie.
What the hell did I just watch?
That's what I feel about Persona right now. Persona 5. I'm not sure how doable that is, but it is on the list.
Fair enough. My next title is another little title. I can probably fit in a good amount in this time between now and September. A lot of little titles that I have. It's called Crossing Souls. Have you heard of this game?
No. See, you're throwing me obscure Hindi titles from the left.
Sorry, guys, but these are on my list, and they're seriously going to. I mean, you guys know that I play these to death, so it doesn't matter. So essentially, Crossing Souls is a action adventure with RPG touches, and essentially takes place in the 80s. A lot of 80s arcade inspired look to it. If it has that Saturday morning cartoon feel to it. And it's a great little game. It's by Devolver Digital, of course.
That explains it.
Yes, big fan of Devolver Digital.
Obscure and gory and
and
weird.
Probably gory, yes. Takes place in 1986 pixelated California. So obviously it has that little, here, I'm going to show you a picture.
Must buy right there. Is that pixel art?
Yes,
is that typical pixel art?
Pixel art, my friend. Yes, that's a Coke machine in there, by the way. So, yes, I'm dying to dive into that one. It's also been actually I've owned that probably now for a good few months and still have yet to do anything with it. So,
I have been playing. You remember I told you that I've been playing Tyranny, and I'm waiting. I'm playing that. Waiting for the moment where it'll grab me and not let me go. Yeah. And it hasn't arrived, but it's early. But I told you, that game is a slow burn. But the reviews are very good on it. And it is an interesting, it's an interesting, what do you call it? Setting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are playing, the conqueror, the empire, the bad guy, the evil, it's, there's nothing nice about you could choose to, and a lot of things change based on your choices.
Okay.
Yeah. To the point where you can craft your own story. And I like that, So I'm going to see how it goes with that. But just in case that doesn't grab me, I have, now this is probably going to be the oldest game that I have on this list. But I would still love to go to it because I played it. I never beat it at that point, but I don't think I'll give it a fair shake. And it's a platinum title, and it is Vanquish.
Oh my God. Just let it go.
Vanquish. No, I am not letting it go because Vanquish, when it came out, it was a beautiful game. This thing was crazy. It was bonkers. It was you have not robot. Well, I guess you were fighting robots, but you have this suit that makes you like not only super fast, but you could also have this sliding on your knees mechanics.
Yes,
where
the
you
sliding was pretty freaking awesome.
Slide all the way to the other part of the arena, and while you're shooting, it had a crazy storyline. I don't know. It does not a lot. My memory is a little fuzzy about this game. I remember a Madam President, and I remember you having a suit created by the United States, but the suit looks super anime,
super Japanese,
Japanese. Yeah. And I remember a big freaking laser. And
yes, that laser. I know what you're talking about. That's the part. I swear. Well, spoilers here for this game. Early on in the game, there's this laser. There's this thing that you're fighting, and it shoots this laser. And let me tell you, I played that game maybe 3 or 4 times.
Really?
Started it, got to that point, passed it,
and then you were like,
and didn't get much further past that. And then when I played it again, I come with this laser, and I'm like, fucking laser shit. What the hell? You know what I mean? And it just like, that's the only thing I remember of that game. Just this fucking laser that shoots at you.
I didn't even know that you played that game, Martin.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Did you own it?
Yes, I own the actual physical copy of it. Yes.
Get out.
I swear.
On PS3.
A PS3. Nick has it right now.
What?
Yes.
I did not know that you owned Vanquish. Why didn't he grab? What was it?
I just told you, the fucking laser.
The fucking laser. That's all it took.
That's all. I was like, what is going on? But honestly,
that was your Devil May Cry moment for me, the spider moment for me. Yeah.
The truth is, the story never grasped me. It just never grasped me.
It's one of those crazy anime
stories. It is,
exactly.
And I got to a certain point, and I was just like, this it's not doing it for me.
No.
It's not doing it for me. And it always got this, like 3 or 4 times that I played it, always around the same point, I'm going, I'm good.
See, I'm afraid of that happening because that has happened. That happened to me as well. But I wasn't me saying, "Oh, this is a bad game." No, this is a boring game. It was more like maybe the timing. And I also came off from the big rush of the first Bayonetta. So I don't know if I was expecting that. And that's not to say this is less than that, because this is, it's just different. Might as well be a different genre altogether. Yeah. But it still had that platinum craziness charm that I like when they do good. When they do crap, they're crap. But when they do good, they do awesome. And so it was recently. Or I think last year, or maybe 2 years ago, actually, it was released on PC, and so that frame rates, all that you could expect. I want to see that game through
the end,
but I haven't started it. I haven't started it, just I played a little bit just to see how it played, and it played fine. That one's a game that I'll be willing to give it another chance, and it looks like one that you could beat also relatively quick. No promises though.
No promises. Yeah, I think it's a good 8 to 10 hours is what the normal.
That's a good title. Yeah.
My next title, guys, you've probably heard Mr. Dream Twister complain to all ends about this title.
I better hear what I want to hear.
It is XCOM 2.
God damn it, that was not it, but it's okay still. I do like where you're going with that.
First off, I've been interested in it because I played the first XCOM.
And you liked it.
I loved the first XCOM. It was really good shit. And I never got around to buying this. And then, of course, it came free for PlayStation Plus. And I'm like, hell yeah, tagged. So now it's there. Now I really want to get into it.
Now I own it, so I have no choice. I gotta play it, I guess.
Well, yeah, but I'm also still wanting to play it. It's not like I feel like I'm going to be forced to play it. But definitely. XCOM 2. I'm not sure how long that is. And that's going to be another big one. It's going to take some time. So that's like a mid-August game.
I'd be very interested in hearing your opinions about it.
I know. Yeah, I'm actually really, really can't wait to play. So
looking forward.
So I can talk about it too. Yeah.
So we can finally talk about it. Maybe it'll be the discussion of, it's meant to be this difficult. You don't have to. And it's not. You just suck. No, you never told me that. You would not say that. Those sound like you. You will find a more intelligent way of saying the same thing.
Yes. You need to get good.
Yes. You need to GG. So the next game I would like to tackle, hopefully sooner. Actually, right now I'm kind of like in pure PC mode because, like I told you, because of the new monitor. But this one is the one that I intend to go back to when I play my PlayStation 4 again. It's a series that I love. It's a series that I finished one of this game recently. And of course, I'm referring to Yakuza. I beat recently Yakuza 0, and it was a wonderful story. It was a wonderful experience. I really like that series. So, Yakuza Kiwami came out, and I started playing it. And Yakuza Kiwami is the story. It's basically the retelling of the first Yakuza game. Mm-hmm. So I never played Yakuza game before. I never started the Yakuza series from the beginning. My first Yakuza game was Yakuza 3, which I beat, and I loved. And then I went directly to Yakuza 4, and that one was it was a little too much. And because of time, I stopped playing that one. Oh yeah, I think I told you it was when it has 4 different characters, and every time you start with a new character, you will start from the very beginning, having no powers or anything like that. Or you're
basically starting over the game 4 times.
It almost feels like that. So it was a little like, oh no, this is too much. But and Yakuza 3 fatigue. I already had Yakuza 3 fatigue. so playing Kiwami, it feels like a speedier type of game. It doesn't feel like it's gonna take as long as Yakuza 0 took, because Yakuza 0 was the prequel, but it's a full-fledged Yakuza game. I mean, they went all out. And it took place in the 80s, and it was an interesting story and everything. This one, being the retelling of the first one, they added some extra stuff, but I don't think it was enough to make it to the length of Yakuza 0. Mm-hmm. So I can see myself definitely sinking my teeth into this one and finishing it up. Because Yakuza 6 was released a while back already.
Yes, it was.
And you saw it. I still have that game shrink wrap. And I want to know about the story of that one. Or I don't know if I should wait until Yakuza Kiwami 5 gets done or something like that. If I should continue I probably won't replay the third one, because I already did first and second. I heard that the next Kiwami games, they're not really gonna add anything. They're just gonna refresh the engine and the graphics, but they're really gonna add anything extra. Mm-hmm. I'll probably go to 4. But yeah, I mean, this is a tale that I need to see all the way through.
And Kiwami 2 is...
It's also right around the corner. Yes, fall, which I also have pre-ordered. Golly, that's right. That's wow. So I need to finish Kiwami so I can get on Kiwami too. Oh my God, Yakuza fatigue to the extreme. Maybe don't play like a game. Maybe play like an experience.
Perhaps, yes. We're running a little bit over on time.
Oh, we're fine. You're always checking time. Let's just give him a 3-hour podcast, if you will.
Fine. So but I am going to rapid fire because I want to make sure we go into some of the comments.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I was just going to rapid fire.
I really don't think I have anything else major because I remember it's only until September. Yeah. And we're almost in August already.
Yes. So. How are we almost in August? We're July 7th.
So just
July 6th.
Just keep with me. Keep up with me, all right?
So this little title,
little piggy.
It's called Old Man's Journey.
But man, you see what? You can't be trusted with games.
Let me tell you guys, okay, about Old Man.
First of all, before you mention, I should tell you, mm-hmm. In the break, you talk to me some more about the Florence. Game that you mentioned at the beginning, Florence. So I went ahead and bought that game as a gift to my wife.
Yes.
She played it already. She beat it already.
It doesn't take long. Yeah.
It doesn't take long at all. Well, she played it all the way to the end while we were doing doing the podcast, and that was an experience. She said, obviously not gonna spoil anything, but I mean, she liked it. and you liked it.
I did.
And sadly, in your guys' conversation, I know what it's about already. Enough to where
it's on her phone. You could just still roll.
Enough to where I would say I'll probably like it. But it's those obscure titles that you're the expert for that.
But those are the experiences, man. Those are the ones that I'm like, that is what I want, man. That's what I want from gaming. And
I want to hear who else in the group will dare to download Florence and play it to completion. And don't spoil or anything like that. Just play it. I'm just interested in knowing
if you like it.
Yeah.
So for the record, it is $199 on iOS, $299 on Android. Still, to me, perfectly within price, regardless of which one you have. Old Man's Journey, believe it or not, is also available on App Store and also available on Google Play. But I actually have it right now from the I have it on PlayStation. I downloaded a PlayStation. And so essentially it's a story game, of course, about a guy who's an older gentleman, the old man in the story. And he's reliving events of his life through things that are happening in the present. And it's a story game. It's meant to be very whimsical, at the same time very moving. And I knew about it when it first when it first hit. Again, I follow a couple of channels on YouTube that are indie game, specific. And so I've known about it for a while. It's available. It's happening sometime in this freaking between now and September. I guarantee.
Oh, I can definitely see it.
Most definitely. The next one is called Observer, which is
Observer, one of the Twitch Prime games.
That's right.
Games, yeah.
Yes, which I ended up buying on a sale. And the reason I got it is because it is another cyberpunk related game, but way, way, way different. I mean, this is definitely more of a investigative type of thing. The guy's investigating a situation. I mean, it's also very graphic. If you look at some of the screenshots, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, this is definitely high sci-fi, high rated M for mature." Can't wait to sink my teeth into that one. That actually may be the next one. I'm going to tell you. After I finish this one, I might just continue the rabbit hole.
What's it called again?
Observer.
Observer, yeah. Oh, that's right.
And then finally, this was another free game that came out this month for PlayStation Plus, and that is Absolver.
Absolver.
I know.
Absolver the Observer.
There's a relation here. Another Devolver Digital joint. It is sort of an open world-ish
visual novel
fighting game.
Oh, okay. Not too far.
Where you actually pick different martial arts and you have to learn them, and it's open world. Like you're and it's multiplayer. It's all multiplayer. You're constantly fighting against people of a different clan. I've wanted to get it for whatever reason. I never did. You know what I mean? I was like, this looks cool. The reviews were high, medium. You know what I mean? It was pretty decent, and now it's free. And I'm like, it's an online game. It's online fighting. It's one of those online type of stuff. So those are the type of games I can pepper throughout.
I actually heard good things about this this title on the Giant Bombcast. When it was out, it was a little crazy because if I remember correctly, I think it had elements of. I could be totally off on this, but you're describing it as a fighting game, but it's online. Does it have elements of you? Yeah. Does it have elements of you protecting your
base?
Similar
elements, yes. They have modes, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This might be. Anyway, this is now you piqued my interest. I need to check this out.
Like I said, it's one of those online things. You go in, you can play for a little bit, and jump out. You know what I mean? So I'm looking to pepper that throughout between now and September. It may be my next Monster Hunter. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, Monster Hunter! Shit, that's right.
Yes, you have to. I finally beat Monster Hunter. I said that before, but that's all I have.
Oh shit, that's right. I do need to. I did like Monster Hunter. I guess at some point I'll get the itch and then I'll go back to it. But
you will throw off right now. You will end up throwing off my entire plan here because you're like, "Hey man, I'm playing Monster Hunter." All right, I'll be right there.
It's the whole server.
Yeah, exactly. It goes Absolver. Oh fuck all that.
Absolver. Either one.
Yeah, they're all gone.
Oh man, I don't really think
You have any more?
Yeah, unless you want me to joke more about The Witcher 3.
No. You might as well not, because I'm already pretty sure that you're not going to fucking play that game.
Not from here to September.
Oh,
I mean, come on. I will have to be playing right now. The Witcher 3 does support 21 by 9 aspect ratio.
And yet you still passed over it.
No, I haven't downloaded it. I need to re-download it. That's what it is.
That's never gonna
this
happen.
might be an interesting concept
now
here.
you're just like patronizing me.
I'm gonna have to check this out.
Whatever. So let's go to the group right here on the goodgame.tech.
Oh, that group. That's right.
That group,
That's the one that we own. Yeah, not the other one.
Yes. Mr. Sebastian Guzman says, I just started Skyrim on my Switch finally. And I might get to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as well. Those are big freaking games.
Those are... Ooh, fuck, yes. And Zelda 2. I'll go back to Zelda sometime. Okay, there. So, Sebastian...
Oh, Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild, yeah. I need to. Yeah, I need to.
You're not gonna
I need to.
That's not going to happen.
Probably you're right. Yes, Sebastian, those are two big titles. I purchased Chronicles.
Oh, Xenoblade.
Thank you. Yeah. The only reason, and I kept it in the shrink wrap because I was like, am I gonna have time? Am I really going to be able to sink my teeth into this after? Especially I was playing Zelda around that time, which is the reason it reminded me. I decided not to because it's just too much. I don't know what your tolerance for long games is, but I wouldn't suggest mixing the two. Maybe because Skyrim, I mean, that's a beast by itself.
It is.
So
most definitely.
Yeah.
And yes, Xenoblade is not a short game either. A certain follower of ours, also our third chair, Miss Krista Montanez, aka
yes.
Shadow 24/7.
See, she's with us in spirit.
She is with us in spirit,
Shadow.
guys. She says, my main goal is to finish The Witcher 3 once and for all. You know what? Shadow is a gamer after my heart.
Oh, wait. Oh, so she's okay going into The Witcher.
Is a gamer after my heart. You're not going to do it. That's why you're saying
do it.
No, you're not going to do it.
I bought new hardware for it.
I have fallen for this trap many a time and walked away disappointed many a time.
Shadow, many love from here.
Absolutely.
We miss you.
We miss you, Shadow.
Glad to hear that you're having fun.
Yes, absolutely. And then finally, a gentleman by the name of Megason, also known as Jason Fariello.
Jason!
He says,
Jason!
I'm going to read this off because this is actually pretty funny.
Not only that, but he'll kick your ass if you don't.
The backlog season, duck season. Backlog season, duck season. Backlog season, duck season. Bang. Being a collector. Do you get it?
It's with a haiku? What the fuck?
No, you don't remember Looney Tunes? It's Wabbit season.
Yes.
It's duck season. It's Wabbit season. Yeah.
Yes.
So being a collector, I have a never-ending backlog of games. The current games I'm working on are Deus Ex Human Revolution, which he is currently streaming right now. If you go to shameless plug, he says here, www.twitch.tv. No, hold on, let me say it again. www.twitch.tv/Megason3. That's MEGASAN and the number 3.
And I think that was twitch.tv.
What did I say?
twitchtv.tv.
Twitch.tv.
TV, like old Microsoft.
Then once I'm done with Deus Ex, I'm going to play Beyond and Good Evil.
The first one?
The first one.
Obviously.
There's only one.
Yeah.
For his next stream. Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, then Castlevania Portrait of Ruin.
Oh, wow. Now there's a man with a plan.
There is a man with a plan.
How about... Wow. Is he... Did he mentioned that he was playing? Yeah, he did. That Curse of the whatever something. I'll find the name.
Curse of Osiris?
No. The Curse. What? The Curse?
Curse of the Moon?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He was playing that. He did it?
Bloodstain Curse of the Moon?
Bloodstain Curse of the Moon.
Yeah. I think he did play
He mentioned it, yeah.
And finally, he says, screw you, Grandpappy, also known as Arnaldo. You don't get a too long don't read this week. It's not that long. Your Coke bottle glasses can read it just fine. I'm sure David can help you read it too. Maybe you both are Grandpappies. I'm sorry, Shadow, that you have to deal with these diaper-wearing old men every week on the podcast. I love you all, though. Even if you guys smell funny.
Jason!
We love you too, Jason.
Yes.
So finally, that is our plans for our backlog. And feel free to continue to add to it. We'll definitely bring it up again on the next podcast.
I thought you were going to say, feel free to continue adding up to your backlog, especially now the PSN is having the sale.
Oh, my God. That fucking sale.
Woo! I did not pick, and you'll be proud to know that the Steam Summer Game ran for like a week and a half or something like that. It ran for a really long time. I did not get the urge to buy a single game. Probably because I own them all.
Yeah,
but there was
that's the worst. When I looked at the sale for I was like, oh man, because they do your occasional sales for PlayStation, and it's the worst thing to go through games. You go, fuck, I own that.
I own that already.
That. It says purchase. I'm like, fuck, come on. That said,
oh man,
this mid-year sale that PlayStation has is massive, and I left some games on the table.
Oh, wow.
Let me just say that. I just left them.
More.
So
that is the problem.
That is the problem. So, well, that brings us to the end of an awesome episode 115 of GG's The Mouthful podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Please, as always, like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everybody. And please go to goodgame.tech and join the conversation there. This is Arnaldo, a.k.a. Mad Dog, signing off for this week. Mr. David Santos.
Today is July 6th, 2018, and Sony still does not allow crossplay. We will go back with crossplay watch next week.
It'll be, they still haven't allowed it. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. GG!
GG every day.